Welcome to the Everything Yachting YouTube channel. Our goal is to help yacht buyers, yacht owners, and yacht sellers through interesting, educational, and informative discussions on topics that are anything and everything yachting related. Hello there, welcome to the Everything Yachting podcast. I am in the Baltimore Inner Harbor today with my friend Tom, who owns a 58 Marlow. And I just want to start asking you some questions, my friend, because you've been cruising this boat for how many years now?
2.5.
2.5. And in a 12-month period in the past 2.5 years, how much time have you been on your Marlow cruising?
100%.
100%.
We live on it.
Okay, so you went from land-based boating part-time, living in a home, to finding the boat of your dreams and cruising. Tell me why, tell me where, tell me how. You know?
It was always on my bucket list was only two things, and this was one of them: just live on a boat.
Okay.
So we've had lots of boats over the years, and we wanted to live on a boat. So we found a Marlow through you. It took us 3 years to find this boat. Okay. And we picked it up in Wilmington, North Carolina.
And what size Marlows did we look at? Because you weren't sure, if I remember, what size you wanted.
We started looking at 70s and 78s because we wanted a condo, a movable condo.
Right.
And then when I started looking at the 78s, I'm like, this is a lot of boat for two people to handle. So we settled on the 58.
No captain, no mate with you, just you and your missus?
Me and Beth.
Okay.
It's all us. We cruise the boat. We handle it by ourselves. Picked it up in actually Wrightsville Beach.
Yep.
Went all the way south to Florida, Keys, came up the west coast of Florida, came back, went all the way up to Maine, all the spots in between. It's something we just always wanted to do.
Okay.
And she committed to 1 year on the boat, and it's been 2.5. So I'm counting my blessings. So I'm knocking on some wood. But yeah, it's been, you know, if I thought living on a boat was 1 to 10, it was going to be a 10. It's been like a 15.
Wow.
It's been amazing, and she loves it too.
What's some of the favorite memories or destinations? You know, what makes it that extra 5 out of 10? You know, 5 over 10 scale.
You know, it's the ports. It's Nantucket. It's Martha's Vineyard. It's Newport. It's Maine. You know, at one point my favorite was Nantucket, which everybody on a boat has to go to Nantucket at least once. But then when we got to Maine in Northeast Harbor, it was even over the top. It was amazing. So that's probably our favorite. Second is Nantucket, but we've loved every place. South, north, doesn't matter.
Where have you spent the most time?
Oh boy, tough question. We spent a month in Maine and a month in Nantucket. Those are probably, and a month in Key West. So it's been pretty equal.
Nantucket, were you dockside? Were you anchored out? What did you do?
Mooring ball.
Mooring ball.
Only way to go.
Okay.
They got a water taxi, takes you to and fro. You don't have to launch your dinghy, although we can. It was just for like, I think it's $100 a night. I mean, think about it. It's a month. You pay $3,000. If you were in a hotel in Nantucket, it would be $20,000. I don't know what it would cost, but no, on the hook, just amazing.
So on the hook's $100 a night, and I've had clients with similar sized boats pay $1,000 a night being dockside in Nantucket.
Yeah.
So you can save $900 a day.
Yes.
By being on a mooring ball. Now, my wife doesn't like big seas. She wants to be close to land. You know, she doesn't like rough water. How's that anchorage? How's that mooring ball?
The mooring ball is awesome because you're anchored to the bottom without dropping your own anchor. I mean, you're steady, you're calm. It just, you know, again, beyond belief, just amazing. So I can't say enough about it.
Okay. Where else have you been and spent some, you know, serious time?
Oh man.
What markets did you saturate and why? Because I got a guy in wherever, Kentucky, about to sell a business, wants to do the East Coast, but never been on the East Coast on a big yacht. Doesn't know if he needs a captain, right? This is the majority of who we're talking to. So they're about to make some big decisions. Where would they want to go and why? And what did this 58 Marlow do that exceeded your expectations? You know, would you buy a 58 Marlow again? You know, would you buy something else?
I would. I would buy this boat all over again. It's perfect. It's perfect for two people to handle without any issues. Then my wife and I, we don't even use headsets, which most people do.
Now, do you have the wireless controller?
I have a yacht controller.
Okay.
I would never have a boat without a yacht controller. That's been amazing. Forgot to mention that.
That probably is part of the reason why you don't need a headset.
True, but we can do hand signals as opposed to just talking to each other. And again, she doesn't drive the boat, and I drive the boat exclusively, but she knows exactly what to do and when to do it, and she picked it up in like 2 weeks. It was perfect. You know, we were a little nervous when we got the boat. It was in Wrightsville Beach.
I remember that marina had a lot of current too.
A lot of current, and you and I looked for a boat for 3 years.
Yep.
It literally took us 3 years to find this boat. And we picked it up, and you come down for like 6 hours on a little test drive, and I'm like, oh my God, I got to drive this thing with the current and the cross current in Wrightsville Beach. And it was pretty gnarly. But, you know, the first day is nervous, but then the second day you're better, the third day you're better. So we stopped all the way along the coast down to Key West. That was the original destination. It just amazing. And again, we got better each day. You know, did we bump a little bit here, bump a little bit there? Yes, I scratched the boat once in Miami. I'll never go back to that marina again. But you never know your boat until you scratch it. That's when you know your boat. So it's been amazing. Yeah.
Well, awesome. What did Beth like more than she thought she would?
I think just living on it, it's kind of cool. You know, we moved from a 7-bedroom house with a lot of kids down to us with 3 berths or 3 staterooms and baths. The kids love it. When our kids call us, they're like, can we go on the boat? We want to go on the boat. We want to go on the boat.
That's awesome.
You know you're doing something right when the kids want to come on the boat.
Now, do they want to be wherever the boat's at, or do they have favorite locations? Like, are their locations of choice different than yours?
No, no matter where we are, we have visitors.
Okay.
Kids, siblings, it doesn't matter. You know, where are you? Vero Beach. Okay, let's go to Vero Beach. We'll meet you in Key West. We'll meet you in Nantucket. We've had guests pretty much everywhere we've gone. So, and again, it's vacation for them, but it's awesome for us. And it's awesome to just have this small space when you come from 7 bedrooms. It's just, you know, we had stuff everywhere. We gave away all our furniture. We sold everything. We do have a car in Florida because now we winter in Vero Beach for 4 months out of the year.
Okay.
So we've kind of settled on our traveling. We've done the coast twice, and now we just spend Vero Beach. Now we're in Baltimore Harbor for the summer. We have a business here, so we got to, you know, pay attention to that. But yeah, it's just we haven't been to a bad place.
Okay.
I mean, we haven't. We haven't left anywhere and said, you know, we didn't like this place. We're not coming back here. It's never happened.
And how about seas? For that person who may have only ever been a lake boater and has a wife who might be nervous about getting out in the 7 seas in the ocean, what if you guys experienced in sea conditions? Obviously, you're in control of that with this boat because you can stay at the dock, or you can run faster if you want to get out of that. But, you know, in 2.5 years of cruising, what have you seen?
Well, the key thing to this boat, I think, is the C18 cats that we have, because we can go fast if we need to. You know, we can get up to 22, 23 knots if we need to. We can cruise slow if we want to save the fuel. And we've been in 4 to 6 foot seas. When we first got the boat, it was like day 4. And the forecast was 2 to 3, and it was 3 to 6, 4 to 6. And, you know, it was a little bit bumpy, but with the stabilizers, this sucker, it handles everything. It does. Would I normally go out in 4 to 6? No, because it's not comfortable, but it can handle it. And that's the key thing for me. And if I need to get somewhere fast, there's a thunderstorm coming, I can get there fast.
Right.
I don't have to go slow.
And your boating experience prior to the Marlow, what size range, you know, quantity? You know, would you call yourself an experienced boater or a novice, you know?
I've always had a boat since 1995.
Okay.
I had a bunch of sailboats. Beth and I used to race sailboats. We were never really good at it, so we never got any trophies. But it was.
You didn't win a Rolex?
No, it was fun, and that's actually how we met on the water.
Okay.
She raced with someone else, and I was racing on a boat, and we met, and she needed to leave that boat, and I said, well, come sailing with me, and that's how we met. We got married 20 years ago.
That's awesome.
So we've had a series of, so we had sailboats, 3 or 4, and then we graduated to power boats because it's a lot easier, just turn the key and go. And we had a Hinckley 36, a Hinckley 44, and then this was our next boat. So, and again, we loved every boat we've had. We especially love this one.
Okay.
It's probably the best.
What surprised you about the boat after you had it for a couple weeks where you're like, I didn't even know this was going to be that great? Like what? Anything that jumps out to you?
The Yacht Controller.
Okay.
That's just, it's so cool. It just, you know, it is. It just,
Yeah.
it's. I can't describe it any other word than it's cool. Bow and stern thruster, hugely important with a boat this big. I can pull up to any dock at any time in any sea condition and dock this boat. That gives you confidence, and that's important to know when you're out in the ocean,
Right.
or in a dock, or coming into somewhere. So that's been the best.
Now, I'm sure you've had things break on a boat because it's a boat. How was your service experience? You know, you've cruised from Maine down to Florida. Were you able to get help in a reasonable amount of time whenever something went wrong?
Always. Stupidly in Nantucket, when I was coming up to the mooring ball, you know, some of the mooring balls are a little bit different than others. You got a long line, you got this, that, and the other thing. And stupidly, I was on the bow with Beth trying to get this mooring line, and I used the thruster and it sucked in something, whatever, and I chopped up the blades. The guy fixed it the next day.
That's awesome.
I've had bow thruster repaired, stern thruster repaired. Usually it's a couple of days. It's usually just waiting for parts. I have never had a problem anywhere getting anybody. There's divers everywhere to dive the boat, scrub the bottom. We do that once a month just to keep it clean. I have had no issues. Caterpillar has been amazing. I had a small part needed in Portsmouth, Virginia. Next day they were there. I needed another part somewhere, ring power down in Florida. 2 days they're there, they fix it. Piece of cake. We stay on top of maintenance. We change the oil, we change the filters, etc. As long as you stay on top of it, I mean, in 2.5 years, besides those 2 small parts with Caterpillar, I have had no issues with the boat at all.
That's
So,
awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I asked that question because that's a question a lot of my clients I meet that may be 5 years out from going boating. I think we were 3 years out before we landed on the Marlow. So there's a lot of questions in that time frame to try to figure out, hey, maybe I've had boat A and they had a service network in my backyard and I was comfortable. How does this Marlow have a service network? And I think it starts with the quality of the components that go into it, and then the partnerships we have with those vendors and the network that we have that really goes around the globe. So if you're in a spot and you can't find help, all you gotta do is call us, and then we can figure out who we've used in that spot to get you help quickly. And it
Right.
seems like you've had a great experience.
Yeah, and with Marlow Parts, good point. I've called them a couple times I needed a hatch, I needed a windshield wiper, whatever I needed, and they were there.
Awesome.
The stuff arrived, installed it myself, or had somebody install it. That's a really great point, because when you're out of the woods, you're up in Maine somewhere, and you need something, you need it. I don't need it like in 3 weeks. I need it like tomorrow, because I'm going to go to my next port. Marlow's been awesome.
Great to hear. Great to hear. So let's just pretend one day you decide to sell this boat and go do something different, and then you get an itch to go boating again. What would be your top 3 boats you'd be looking at?
I like the Flemings, but I like the Marlows better. My next ideal boat, I think, is a Marlow 61 with a hard windshield.
Okay.
Because the only thing about the flybridge is you don't have windshield wipers. And we drive 99.9% of the time from the flybridge. The visibility's great, it's awesome, but I'd like a hard windshield with a windshield wiper.
Yep.
That's the only thing I'd change on this boat,
Yep.
literally.
I like that too. I often run upstairs, and it really just depends on what's my mindset. Am I in my beach attire and I want the wind in my face,
Right.
or is my cell phone going to ring all day and I need
Right.
to have protection and wipers and all the things
Right.
that come with it?
When we
So,
first got the boat, it did not have a flybridge isinglass enclosure. So sometimes we had to come below and run from the pilot house. That's the other great thing. You got 2 choices. I can go up or down and drive the boat.
Right.
Equal equipment, equal everything. And the guy before us that owned the boat kept it in tip-top shape, which is what you want in a boat.
Yep.
You don't want some boat that's been neglected for 3 to 5 years. You want something in really great shape. And I think he was a pilot. So pilots obviously need to keep stuff in tip-top shape.
They don't like to fall out of the sky.
They don't. So,
So speeds, what have you run? What's your average speed? What do you cruise? Do you cruise 5 knots? Do you cruise 30 knots? What do you do?
I'm not a patient guy, so I like to run fast.
Okay.
We cruise at about 17.
Okay.
17, 18, depending on the sea condition. We've cruised at 8 or 10, which it sips fuel. It uses nothing. But I like to get there kind of faster. And we've had a top speed at 23, 24. I haven't even looked at the GPS upstairs, but I can guarantee you we've put 5,000 to 8,000 miles on this boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have been moving.
When you do the coast twice, that's what happens, right? What is it, 3,000 miles to?
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
It
No, it's
depends-
1,000 miles to Florida.
Depends what routes you take, but yeah.
That's true. Yep.
Anything you want to ask me?
I don't think so. I mean, you were, at the beginning of this, you said I was a friend. And I appreciate that because I think of you as a friend also, because when you spend 3 years with a guy trying to find a boat, you become friends.
That's right.
Yes.
You need to be friendly to take the call at 8 o'clock at night on a Sunday.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And I've probably only called you 5 times since we bought this boat, and every single time I've called you, you've answered or called me back within 10 minutes.
I try.
That's important to a boat owner.
Yeah.
It is.
Because if you're calling me, you need me. There's something going on.
Yes.
Right?
I'm not calling you to say hello.
Right.
That's right. I need something.
Right.
Today.
Right. This is what I'm dealing with right now. How can we
Correct.
get out of this yesterday?
Correct. Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, you've been a pleasure. You guys are awesome. It's been good to see you again here today. Thanks for being on our podcast. And if you have any questions, that's what we're here for. If you have any content you want to see, let me know. My contact information is posted. And I hope to see you in a Marlow one day soon. Thanks.
You're welcome.
All right.
Thank
All
you.
right, thank you.
Thanks for joining us at Everything Yachting. I hope you've enjoyed diving into the yachting world today. If you've enjoyed or learned something, please subscribe to my channel and stay tuned for more. Until next time, my friends, healthy families, happy memories, and may fair winds and smooth seas guide your future yachting adventures.